Good morning. You're chatty today. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to all of you watching online. We're grateful to have you here with us this morning. This is Unity in Naperville, in case you just stumbled upon us. I'm Kitty Benson. I'm the minister here at Unity. We're here with Highest Good to help us lift our spirits. Thanks to our tech team. Thanks to our volunteers in the front room. Hope you got served and you know exactly where your favorite cookies are so you can make a beeline afterwards. And if you like to sing standing on your feet, this is a good time to do that. Otherwise, stay comfy.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We come together this morning and celebrate our oneness, yes? We are one in the Spirit. We are one in the light. We are one in the Spirit. We are one in the light. We will walk on our way together, shining laughter through the night. And we'll know we are family by our love, and we'll know we are family by our love. We will walk with each other. We will walk hand in hand. We will walk with each other. We will walk hand in hand. And cause the world to know the love of God is in the land. We are family by our love, and we'll know we are family by our love, Now we will work with each other. We will work side by side. We will work with each other. We will work side by side. We will guard each one's dignity and lift each one's pride. And we'll know we are family by our love, and we'll know we are family by our love, and we'll know we are family by our love. Look to your neighbor and sing it again. And we'll know we are family by our love. So it is. Isn't it good to be together? I love it. I love it. Every time we get together on a Sunday morning, there's just something inside me that goes, this is exactly what my soul needs. You know what I mean? Maybe you too. Yeah. Wait, I'm sorry. I'll change the key.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I'll be going. Blue skies or storms, what do I see? Spirit in me, give clarity. Sickness or health, what will it be? Spirit in me, give clarity. Light of darkness, hope not despair, abundance not lack. I see what's true when I see as you. Spirit in me, give clarity. Now diamonds or dust, what do I see? Spirit in me, give clarity. Famine or feast, what will it be? Spirit in me, give clarity. Light, not darkness, hope, not despair, abundance, not lack. I see what's true when I see as you. Go for Kevin.
Let's just stand here in that clarity for a moment. Why don't you close your eyes? Spirit in me is all the clarity I need. And as we face our life today and we face our world today, we give thanks, Spirit, that there at the center of our being lies all the truth that we need, all the guidance, all the love. Grateful to know all things, living within, through, and as the Spirit of God are for good, and so I allow it to be. Amen. And will you help me speak our invocation? The words are up here on the screen. Together? There's only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Thanks. You may be seated.
He's not here every Sunday now, but isn't it nice to have our Kevin back this morning?
So much love.
Good to have you here, Kevin. Hey, would you lead out in this song?
I would love to. Okay. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. Y'all sound so good. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. inside there is joy, inside there is sacred love. I will leave this life as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this life as it is, go inside to find my God. Go inside to find my God. Go inside to find my God.
Thank you, Kevin.
I feel like I heard a whole little choir over here in this corner. There's something going on today that's just like, cool, very cool, you guys. I know you're all out there singing.
Are those my altos?
I don't know. Okay, good. Good job, everybody. Thanks for chiming in. Who here has ever been out of your comfort zone? Okay, so I won't need the mic yet for this, but I would like you to just shout out. Give me a feeling that comes along with being out of your comfort zone. Scared, fear, anxiety, there it comes. Nervous. Yeah. Breaking a sweat. Out of control situation. Say again. Did you say? Oh, racing. Yes. Okay. Deb is for exciting. Yeah, that's right. She's already overcome the fear of public speaking, and that's like the number one, right? Number top. Yeah, good for that. Yeah, out of our comfort zone. I kind of feel like we've been given more and more opportunities in the last year to really feel that. I told you last week it was my birthday. I was going to get in the car and head down south to see my family. I've got siblings, 4 siblings, and they have kids, and their kids have kids. So I'm a great aunt. And this particular visit, I was with most of my siblings and their kids, and there was probably 4 of the great nieces and nephews for me, and they were all 3 years old or under. Yeah, so I'm not a mom. And they don't know me because I'm usually here. So when I warm up to them, I get them to get familiar with me. It takes a little bit of time, and I don't push. I'm just kind of very gentle and just like let them take the lead. And at some point, they kind of warm up to me, and then they become their wild and crazy selves. And at a certain point, we're out on the back deck, and they're being their wild and crazy selves. And one of the 3-year-olds was running around and accidentally kicked over a glass of liquid with ice on top of his grandpa's foot, and ice went everywhere, and puddles went everywhere, and his instinct in that state of discomfort, of out of my comfort zone, is to run. My instinct was to restore order. I needed order, because I suddenly felt like I was a little bit overwhelmed. I was on sensory overload, because remember, no kids live alone. Not even a pet. So you can kind of imagine what I was feeling at this point. And great Aunt Kitty says, hey, what do we do when a mistake like that happens? And by the way, I learned a better word than mistake is accident. Yes, I learned that later. But while I was outside my comfort zone, I said, what do we do when we run into a mistake like that? And he was like still wanting to run the other way. And I said, and even one of my brothers was like, here, I'll take care of it. I said, no, give me that cup. And I handed it back to my little great nephew. And I said, how about if we pick up those ice cubes first and put them in a cup? And so he's like, okay, I'm for that. I can do that. And what I had discovered at that moment was the entire group had stopped talking. They were all looking at this little conversation going on between Great Aunt Kitty and a 3-year-old. Would she really be able to restore order? Yeah, and that's when I really got out of my comfort zone, and I just kind of gave up on the whole exercise. So, yeah, that's just a silly, simple example of what it can feel like for me. But when we talk about getting out of our comfort zone, we also have faced some pretty scary things in our life, or we lose a job, or we get a new one, right? That too can be a little bit uncomfortable for us. Or it might be that we're moving out of town, or our kids have moved out, or our kids have moved back in again. Yeah, you can relate to that. It's also one of those situations where you're graduating from college. We're coming up to that season. You may be ready to go out on your own for the first time. How do you feel about that? How's it feel in here? You may be facing some kind of diagnosis that you're going to have to go through treatment for. How does that feel? You might have just lost a loved one. It might be a situation where you're newly married. Woohoo! Or perhaps a relationship just broke up for you. Maybe you're lucky enough to live in the United States and exploring the chaos of our government and exploring the stock markets dropping and then rising and then dropping and then rising and then, yeah. Lots of things going on that can help push us out of our comfort zone. So I'm just wanting us to realize that in this season that we're going through together, and it may be a few years, but I just want you to trust that it's just a season, just like humanity has been through over the last many, many generations. But I understand why you might feel subtly or blatantly unstable based on what's going on around you. And that's okay, that's normal. I have a feeling, every once in a while about waiting for the next shoe to drop. And it turns out we have more than 2 shoes because I feel like they just keep dropping. So we're here, we're trying to get stable. If you're here in this room, if you're watching online today, I'd like to think that your goal is to be the light in the middle of all this craziness, to create a sense of stability. But when you yourself are not feeling secure, then it's hard to find peace, it's hard to be peace, it's hard to demonstrate peace. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for making time for this in your life, because I'm hoping that this will be just another opportunity for you to move beyond your basic survival needs, which most human beings seek to fill first, and see if we can't just keep going up that ladder a little bit. Because every day we have an opportunity right now to feel overwhelmed, and that's kind of the norm. I think maybe there's some comfort in the fact that you're not alone in this, right? That you can kind of sense the entire energy around us. And more than ever, there's so much going on for us that not only is this a norm for human beings, but then add all the chaos that's going on in our lives right now. It's very common. I actually heard that we take in more information now in one day than our ancestors did in their entire life. I need to sit down. That's just a shocker. And you can kind of see why it's really important that your brain is functioning normally. But at that point, when that kind of stuff is happening to us, it's such an overload, the brain wants to shut down. That's its behavior. We as a being want to contract. And when you contract versus when I contract, we might respond differently. I need order. That's what I work for when I feel contracted. Order, I want to make sure that everything's neat around me. I want to make sure that I know exactly what's happening next. One of the things when I get, as you can see in my little trip home, was I need a sense of control. Maybe even, I don't think I have obsessive compulsive disorder. My sister does a pretty good job with that, but I'm just focused on making sure that I'm safe with what's going on around me. Now, there are some of you who, when you're constricted, your brain starts to shut down. You do the exact opposite. You go into messy mode, right? You go into chaos, you go into indecisiveness, you have a hard time, figuring out what to do next, and you just kind of throw your hands up. So no wonder we have so much insecurity going on for us these days. And even though the scripture says if God is for us, who can be against us? I used to quote that scripture all the time, and I thought, really? Yeah, who can be against us? Well, I could make a long list, but it may look like there's someone against us, and at the same time, we have an option of how to address it from a place of security or insecurity. And if you're insecure, that means you're out of sync with your source. That inner spirit, your higher self, the Christ in you, God, source, creator. Always present, always ready to feed us, just depends on where you're giving your attention in those insecure moments. One of my favorite teachers, Abraham Hicks, says this on the screen: offer a vibration that matches your desire rather than offering a vibration that keeps matching what is. You don't have to take the bad with the good. Did you know that? Why include the bad in the vibration? Only include the good in the vibration, and then only the good can come to you. We talk about this a lot here at Unity, but if you're kind of new to this message, it's just a representation of how the divine law in this universe works. Let it be done to you according to your belief, as Jesus would say. So just imagine that the good, in my opinion, is God everywhere present, and it's designed to find you. Your good in this universe is programmed to find you and serve you. If, and here it comes, there's always an if, right? If you are already part of the good, if you're already looking for the good, if you're expecting the good, if you're feeling the good, and you know what that is? That's getting the cart before the horse, according to the ego. But that's the way the game is played. On planet Earth, you have to put the cart before the horse. You have to be a sense of security, happiness, peace, love, in order for the universe to find you with that peace, harmony, love, good. That's the way that it works. And I think that's what Jesus was trying to say up on the screen. He said, to those who have, more will be given and they'll have an abundance. But from those who have nothing, even what they have will be taken away. And just look at that for a minute, because I know that's language from the old days. To those who have, more will be given. To those who have what? Tell me. To those who have what? Faith, abundance. Say that over here. Knowing, joy. Okay, so here's the number one criteria that I think then spreads out and becomes all those things, and that is the consciousness of God. For those who have a consciousness of God, an awareness of the one presence, an understanding of the source that's constantly giving of itself, if you have that, then you naturally have and continue to have. If you don't know where your good comes from in the first place, and all you're looking at is what's missing or what's scary, spirit cannot meet you with what it is that you really want. So just keep this in mind. I want to be one of those who has. So we're starting a new series today. I called it Secure in the Third Dimension. Kind of weird language for a Sunday morning service maybe. But I'm just looking a little bit more closely at how I am a two-dimensional, okay, this won't make sense. How else can I say this? We live in multiple dimensions at the same time. How about that? We live in multiple dimensions, and we are multiple dimensions at the same time. And it's important to know this because they function differently. And yet, as Jesus told us, that kingdom of heaven, which we would think is way out there somewhere, we call the fifth dimension, if we're going to use this kind of language today. Think of the kingdom of heaven as fifth dimension, and think of your spirit, your soul, your essence, your Christ you, your higher self is fifth dimension, okay? You were that before you got here, and you'll be that again after you leave here, and you're that right now. See, that's why you're in two dimensions at the same time. You're living in the third dimension, which has three dimensions. I know this gets more confusing, but you're living in the third dimension, which functions one way, and you all know, you're very familiar with it, whether you know it or not. It's like what is it when they send people to train in the military and they put you out on this field where, boot camp, yeah, but they create this layout where there's guns firing over your head and things exploding and you're crawling in the mud. Obstacle course, yeah, okay, that's what the third dimension is. It's your obstacle course, and you're here training to experience your fifth dimensional self while you're in the three dimensions and come out ahead, come out on top, come out even higher than when you started. Really transform this three-dimensional experience. When Jesus said in this world there's going to be tribulation, he might have well said obstacle course, but have courage because I've overcome. And that I have overcome is the Christ in you that's overcome in all of us. So all of us can get through that obstacle course and on the other side. So today we're going to start looking at that obstacle course of the third dimension. And first of all, see how we can be secure in it, because it is not designed for security. I promise you that. Everything about this place where we live is meant to create a sense of insecurity. That's why we came. What were we thinking? Okay, just like a quick side note is I heard another near-death experience story of a person who left the body and basically said, once you get back out of the body and you remember everything about you and where you were and what the fifth dimension is like, you will do everything you can not to come back here. Yeah, but here we are. So, our goal for the next few weeks is to talk about ways to bring ourselves into the fifth dimensional experience while the three-dimensional hell is going on all around us. And I know you can do it. I know you have the ability to do that. And, if you don't remember anything else I say today, remember that the energy of love is what will get you there quickest, okay? So we're talking about moving into a state of consciousness that says, I accept what is just as it is. If it's something I can't change, I'm going to accept what it is. And even if you can change it, get your energy mode, your conscious mode into a state of I accept this, and what would I like to do next, okay? But instead of resist this, and how can I get out of it, it's I accept this, and what would I like to do next, okay? That's a form of love. Also, a form of love is to allow everybody else in the 3D world to be who they are. None of them have to be like you. This is up to you to just focus on you. So one of the ways that we're focusing on how to move into that state of fifth dimension and an energy of acceptance and allowance is to ground ourselves. That's really our topic today. To ground ourselves. And we want to get grounded in that consciousness that knows that God is my source. We want to be grounded in truth. And we want to do it regularly so that no matter what keeps popping up or what shoe drops next, we're ready for it. We're already grounded in the truth. Okay, are you up for that? All right, so I'm going to give you like a little bit of a picture in your mind of what this looks like. Okay, notice, three-dimensional world. Did you notice that? Did you feel it yank you? Like all of your attention went to that? That's what it's all about. Yeah, and so being grounded is like, no, I'm here. I'm focused, I'm centered. I know where I'm at. I know what my source is. I'm coming back here because this is where my good is, right? Can you answer that phone? Is that call for you? All right, so let's just, we just ground. Yeah. So I want you to think about a redwood tree. I used to live in California and had the opportunity to go off not very far to a redwood forest called Armstrong Woods. And there were so many needles on the pathway. It was like walking on this soft carpet. It was beautiful. And one day when I was there, I came upon a party of 3. There were 2 women and a little 3-year-old. Seems to be my lot in life. 3-year-olds are my teacher. So one of the women said, let's put our arms around this tree. And so the woman went up and she hugged the tree. Picture of it up here, yeah? Hugged the tree. And she said, I love you, tree. And the other woman came up behind her, got around it, did the same thing. I love you, tree. And the little girl said, and she walked right up to it, and she put her arms out. She barely covered this much of the tree and said, I love you, twee. Didn't quite have her R's formed yet. And that just opened up my heart. Just felt the beauty of that. And then they went on their way. And here I was on the trail, nobody around me. Okay, so I went put my arms like this far around the tree, hug, I love you, tree. And I gotta tell you, I felt grounded. And what I mean by that was nothing could knock me over. Nothing could keep me from my good. This was my stability, my sturdiness, as I was anchored to this tree. And you know what? It's just so funny today. I've been reading this booklet from Unity called And So We Pray. And if ever there was a time to read this booklet, And So We Pray, get on unity.org and look up resources or books or booklets. And they're usually free. You just fill out a form and they'll mail it to you. But one of the readings was In the Face of Uncertainty, like what we're talking about. And here's a quote from Howard Thurman. When the storms come, and they will, you must anchor deep within yourself. So let's talk about that. Yes, it'd be lovely to have big old honking redwood trees around us where we could just give it a hug whenever we felt the need to be stabilized, but that's usually not going to be the case for us. So what if we could start sensing the energy of love as that redwood tree? And I want you to just think right now, you're in it. Right now, this presence of love that is God expressing and is all that is, loves you by name. Just take that in for a minute. Just imagine that presence has kind of shrunk itself to fit you, and it's got its arms around you right now. And it's saying, I love you, Bill. I love you, Deb. I love you, Mary. It knows you by name. And it's always doing that. It's always loving you. And when you can allow it to do that and feel it and know it, it will ground you. And it will take you, just like the roots of that redwood tree, down into Mother Earth, where I cannot be moved. Love can do that for us as well. To just feel it, allow it, give thanks for it, trust it. Trust that its whole work is to do good for us. That's why it's here. So I'm grounded in love. It's the number one and really the only power in the universe. So you don't have to go anywhere for it. It's going to be right here for you. And when we can get grounded in such a way that we know we're never separate or away from that which makes us feel secure, that's when you can start tapping into your higher truths, your guidance, the wisdom that you need in whatever it is that you're facing. So Marcy Shimoff wrote that when we're internally stable and centered in the here and now, we can relax enough to open our hearts no matter how unsafe our circumstances appear. So that's a feeling of being balanced and secure. And where's my Rick? Rick, are you here somewhere? Come on, buddy, I need you way up here with the microphone. And he's going to run around and give you a chance to share with me. What does a grounded person, you must know a grounded person in your life, at least one. You tell us, raise your hand, and Rick will come to you, what a grounded person appears to be like in your life. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. What does a grounded person look like or act like in your life?
Someone that, when something happens, takes a pause and responds rather than reacts.
Nice. To your right, Rick, there he is.
So a grounded person in my life would look just like Danny Dwyer, someone that could draw men together and show our spiritual side.
Wow, thank you. There you go, Danny. Who else has a grounded, behind you, Rick, over here? What it looks like to be with a grounded person, what it feels like?
I would say calmness and listening,
Calmness
and just listening before we
Nice.
speak, you know.
Yeah. We can, when we're grounded, we can afford to be that, to be a listener and to be calm, because we know that we're centered in our good. There's nothing working against us. Anybody else have a description of a grounded person? Up here? Okay, go ahead, Cindy.
Somebody who makes you feel like you are the most important thing that moment, and they're at peace. That's where they need to be right then.
Wonderful.
That's
Very
like
focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, centered on you. That's beautiful. Up here, Rick, there's one. I'm sorry, but for some reason, our trees, interestingly enough, our trees are wanting to come off. Juliet.
Someone who sees me as a spiritual being because they're aware of themselves as a spiritual being, whatever's going on.
Okay, good. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, thank you, Rick. So, yeah, you feel secure because you're next to somebody who knows they're secure. You know, sometimes we just need to have that person in our life until we figure out how to do it for ourselves. But, you know, even when, I would say that grounded means that even when you're busy, you can still be at ease with it. Think about that. Next time you feel frantic because you got a long to-do list, just go, hey, I'm just going to ground myself here for a moment. Obviously, I can't do all of these at once, and that's okay, kitty. Yeah, and I'm going to pick one thing that I can focus on through my abilities and do that right now and feel the groundedness of my source walking me through this, holding me up, keeping me sturdy and stable. That's what we want to think of when we say that we're grounded. So you may have your own moments where it's very natural for you to be grounded and then other times not. So our work is really just to do this to the point where it's natural for us to feel that way all the time. Excuse me. As I said, your number one source of grounding is love, and love actually cancels out fear. So if you can just shift to someone or something that you love and just think about them for a minute, it actually moves you into a grounded state. Think about a beautiful place in nature where you love to be that lightens your mood. It helps ground you away from a sense of fear. Any form, any action of love cancels out or dissolves any act of fear. So it's present, it's ready, it's waiting. Just remember to turn to it. There's a lot of ways that help your body and your mind and your emotions get to a place of groundedness, and I want to walk through a few of those today. So this is a little bit personal, but hey, we're all family, right? I want you to feel your bum that you're sitting on your chair. Just notice where your tailbone meets the chair. There's a muscle in that area, probably as low down on your body as you can go in that chair. And I want you to relax it. If you're thinking of the muscle that I'm thinking of, it's called the perineum, and it actually has the ability to ease your consciousness to a place of relaxation, and it allows you to breathe more deeply and think more clearly. So let's just sit here for 10 minutes with that muscle relaxed. Just imagine your tailbone is uncurling. Drop your jaw, that helps too. Maybe even open your mouth a little bit. When you're in that relaxed state, you become much more clear and able to make good decisions, and it creates that stability that you're looking for, that security. Also, anytime you can be with nature, is a way to ground yourself, because that's probably the most primary thing that's grounded on our planet is nature itself. And it's one of the reasons why I want to be outside when I'm working on my messages, because it helps me. I try and find a tree to sit underneath. If I can't get out of my car because it's too cold, I'll sit in my car, but it's all around me. And I continue to keep looking up and taking it in and grounding me back to its energy. But also get out. Now that the weather is warming up, get out, smell the fresh air. Get out, put your face right towards the sun and feel the warmth of it on your face. That will help ground you. And something that they're talking about as really important is taking your shoes off and walking in the grass. In the grass. Put your toes down in the grass and feel that earth beneath your feet. A couple people talk about this. Martin Zucker says, the energy you feel from walking barefoot promotes, get this, health, vitality, better sleep, harmonizes and stabilizes the body's basic biological rhythms, knocks down and even knocks out chronic inflammation, and reduces and eliminates pain by putting your bare feet in the grass. Try that on a regular basis. Janet Sussman says, the feet are exquisitely sensitive. They take information in from the earth and feed it up to your root. Think of that root chakra down there at the bottom of your tailbone. The ultimate result is never feeling alone or separate, and always feeling completely held, loved, protected, and known by Earth. Think of that this entire planet knows you, senses you individually when you're connected that way to the Earth. I also need to sing this song, slow down, you move too fast. You gotta make the morning last now. Okay, good to know y'all know that besides me. Yeah, I remember one time I went to probably one of the first, I don't know if she was a medium or a psychic. I went for a reading, and the first thing she said, that a message she was delivering from my angels was, slow down! Okay, I get the message. Did I actually obey it? No. But when they were studying stress 60 years ago, they knew that stress was created when your mind shifted focus more than 10 times in an hour. In an hour. Okay, so guess how many times? Guess how many times we're actually shifting focus today? I mean, we change focus 10 to 20 times a minute, or 600 to 1,200 times an hour that we're shifting focus. And that act of shifting focus from one thing to another is what causes stress. Can you believe that? Just think. I mean, there is no... of course, there's no way that we can't be barraged by the opportunity to be in stress, because our mind is shifting. It's always moving. It's rarely that the mind will focus right here, right now, in your body. I mean, everything that I'm saying to you is activating on your mind and making you think of other experiences that you've had, which sends you out the door and back in time and forward in time. See how easily we go there? We are looking for a sense of peace by being present here in this moment. That's unusual for us. And when you've got 600 to 1,200 things coming at you in an hour, you can count on a feeling of vulnerability in you, right? Even if you're not consciously aware of it, there's this sense behind you. It's like, what's next? What's next? What's coming at me? What should I be aware of? Wait, I can't control this. I can't control my life. I can't change. Oh my God, what do I do next? And take a breath. I'm going to invite you to do a couple things. One is get out of your head and start taking some kind of purposeful action or motion in your body. So to me, this means interesting that the things that would really ground me are the things that I'm not interested in doing, like cooking, gardening, laundry. You know, those physical things washing the dishes versus putting them in the dishwasher and pushing a button, but you're literally there at the sink and your hands are in motion. It gets your attention here with whatever your body is doing. That's a good way to ground yourself. Also, there's the ability where if you can't get out and take a walk, just sit there. Let's do this right now and stamp your feet. Just stamp your feet. Stamp them. I want to hear them. Stamp them. That brings you, grounds you, takes you right here to this moment, okay? Now, obviously, there's going to be moments where that's not appropriate, but it's available to you if you need it. Also, deep breaths, we do that. Hold, 2, out for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So breathe in for 4. Hold for 2, out for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is supposedly helping your vagus nerve, which is also important in relaxing. And then it's important to just stop moving. Just stop moving and be present here in this moment. Feel where you are, like right now. Just feel where you are. Feel your backside on that chair and your feet on the floor. Sense physical bodies on either side of you. Sense that you're in Unity in Naperville, not at your house, not in your car. You're right here. Just become conscious without moving of where you are. Okay, now let's take a look up here on the screen. I want to show you the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sensory method, which helps you ground. And let's do this exercise. Just take a minute to identify 5 things that you can see with your eyes. Don't say them out loud, but just name them in your mind. 5 things that you can see. Notice how that brings you right here where you are, right? Yep. Okay, the next one is 4 things that you can feel. And then 3 things that you can hear. I'll be talking here. I'll just tell you, once upon a time, so I have something that you can hear. You can hear my voice talking. I'll be quiet now and name something else. What else can you hear? And then choose 2 things that you can smell. Don't blame it on your neighbor. It's kind of a neutral smelling environment, not a lot to smell. 1 thing you can taste. That will ground you. That will bring you into this moment where you are, right here and now. Everything else that was weighing on you, pressing on you, suddenly you're not thinking about that any longer, and you start to relax. Okay, when you're in panic mode, do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. Something else we do here in Unity regularly is affirm spiritual truth principles to renew the mind. So statements that calm you up here on the screen. The universe is designed to support me. So just when you start to feel like how, just go with the universe is designed to support me. Let's say this second one together. Right now, in this moment, I am safe. Don't try and figure out why or how or what's going to happen next. Right now, in this moment, I am safe. Okay? So it's helpful, too, to ground yourself by having some kind of a support system going on that you've identified, that you've got the details worked out so you don't scramble when you need some kind of support. And one of those is to have a daily routine. How many of you feel like you have a daily routine? Yeah. So we do some things every day. But try and add 2 or 3 special things to that daily routine that are guided to ground you. One of the things that I do when I remember, before I dash out to start my day, is as I'm getting out of bed, I put my feet on the floor, and I just hold ideas like grounded, balanced, secure, strong, powerful, feeding my conscious and subconscious mind with those ideas that I want to carry with me. So before you leave bed, get your feet on the floor, think of Mother Earth beneath your feet, big old giant planet here to support you, and just Speak some words in your mind that represent a state of calm for you, whatever that is. And then also make sure you've spent some time today, 5 minutes or more, where you are by yourself and you are quietly just being still with your thoughts turned to the divine. However you see that or feel that or know that. But just turn that into a meditation if you want, but just turning your thoughts to the Spirit. Reminding yourself that you're really a fifth dimensional being in this three-dimensional world. And especially if you're one that does a lot of social media or news, make sure you include some good news in your coverage for the day, okay? I have a couple emails that I get. One is the good news report. The other one is good news instead, that sends you emails regularly with stories that are uplifting. So make sure that that's part of your daily routine, okay? Those kinds of things help calm your nervous system and bring you into a state of groundedness so you can be more open to what Spirit has for you. Now, most of us, when we think of a support system, we think of our spouses, our families, our close friends, our pets even can be a support system, and that's good. But it's also important that we take an opportunity to look outside beyond to look beyond the outside, which is all about how much money do I have in the bank in case? You know, that's a common way that we have a support system, is making sure we have enough material goods to protect us. But now I'm going to ask you to start turning within, trusting that Spirit to really be your source of good. How many of you have heard Albert Einstein say, you know, a really important question you can ask is the universe friendly? Is the universe friendly? What does that mean to you? What does that mean? Shout it out. Is it supporting me? Okay. Is the universe friendly? How else would you describe that? Am I safe? Yeah. Do you know how often we blame, well, gosh, it's almost kind of a given statement that we blame things on God. Thanks, God. Why'd you do that to me, kind of thing. Well, that means you don't believe that the universe is friendly, because God and the universe are the same thing. But it's like insurance policies are written to cover what? Acts of God. Acts of God. That is not a friendly universe. Okay? So see if you can't establish an understanding of the universe that you live in, which is a combination of the three-dimensional and fifth-dimensional kingdom of heaven all around us, that fifth-dimensional heavenly area of space that really fills up more than the material is for you. It wants your good for you. And to get to that, we're talking about trusting that presence, that one presence, that goodness of God that is your first source of good and that you're never separate from. That's part of our work here. So maintain that knowing, and it will move you out of that sense of fear and angst and into that place of, I'm supported, I have what I need, I'm going to be okay. And it opens you up to be able to see that you already are a state of wholeness. Think about that. As a spirit, my innate state is already and always whole. That's good news. Even though I feel like I'm always running outside of myself to try and get to that place of wholeness, already am. Ground yourself in that knowing that I can never be separate from God. And that's my ultimate groundedness, is when I actually can access and know what the ground of being is. Just think for a minute, how does your body exist? You know, it's easy for us to say, well, I was a little seed in my mother's womb, and then I grew into this, and I grew into that. Okay, so like before that, and before your mom, before her mom, her mom, or her mom, how do we even exist in this universe? Oh, and how does this universe even exist? I call that, it's the ground of being. The beingness of you is the groundedness of God. And none of this would exist if it weren't for that presence, invisible though it is, emanating you. emanating planet Earth, emanating all the suns and stars around us. Yeah, so we're never alone, and we always have our innate wholeness within us. Live in that state of mind, and then you become grounded. So when chaos comes a knocking and the other shoe starts dropping, sounds like a song. Get right on that, will you? That you are safe and secure, even in a three-dimensional universe. Last thing, let me share with you from Jack Kornfield. Love is based on our capacity to trust in a reality beyond fear, to trust a timeless truth bigger than all our difficulties. So let's do one more exercise in meditation here. This won't take very long. But this is another grounding exercise, and we'll just treat it like a meditation. You're going to be active, so look at me. Take your arms and cross them on your chest so that your hands kind of land over here on your shoulders. And this is called the butterfly hug, okay? Excuse me. All right, let's start by taking a deep breath and release. And just one hand at a time, just start lifting and putting it down. And this is probably going to take you 1.5 seconds each, maybe 2. You can feel it. Just notice the pressure of it on your skin, on your shoulders. You might want to experiment with adjusting the pressure. Does it need to be harder? Does it need to be softer? Now let's just let that continue on its own with your eyes closed. And let's hold these thoughts in mind as I say them. Just hold them in your mind. I am loved. I can do this. I am in a secure, safe place. Take another deep breath. I am loved. I can do this. I am in a secure, safe place. When you're doing this on your own, you can just continue it till you start to feel more calm. And now let your hands just rest on your shoulders. Take another deep breath for 4. Hold for 2. Release for 6. And let your hands come down and into your lap. Take another deep breath and release. Feel your shoulders. Feel your feet. Feel your tailbone. Drop your jaw. Open your eyes. That's not too hard to remember, right? Yeah. Okay, so this week, practice being grounded. Got lots of ways to practice that. Hopefully it's going to warm up a little bit. I'd love to see you out with your bare feet in the grass. Maybe as you're mowing the lawn, in your bare feet, yeah. No? And that doubles with just a mindless physical exercise, right? Instead of washing dishes, you're mowing the lawn in your bare feet. Not up for that, I can tell. Okay, my loves. This is a time in our service where we ground ourselves in our giving. Notice when it's time to give, an opportunity to give, are you grounded in your giving or does it take you somewhere? So just see if you can be present for this exercise and an opportunity to say, what is mine to give from this grounded place? And I know that my giving and my gifts are just more of this grounded presence that I give from. So we take a minute to feel the goodness of the gifts that Spirit gives through us to give into a community that serves us. So choose that from your heart, what is yours to give. And I will ask the ushers to come forward and let's sing. Yeah, multitask.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
I love this blessing. It serves us in so many ways, but just for this moment, can you see how love also grounds us? Because it gives us what we need in the moment. So let's hold that energy in our heart as we give this blessing for this blessing. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, who's our announcer today? Come on up, Cindy.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Cindy.
I'm Cindy, and I'll be sharing announcements with you today. If you are joining us for the very first time, welcome. We're thrilled to have you here. And if you're joining for the first time online, welcome to you as well. If you are here in person, if you fill out the orange registration card and leave it at the welcome table, we can keep you informed of all the great events happening at Unity in Naperville. And virtual newcomers can sign up for the weekly e-news at unityinnaperville.org. Unity's Food for Thought is canceled today. We have our annual meeting next week. Okay, and lots of food. Okay, next Sunday is the last day to bring in styrofoam for recycling. Monday Morning Metaphysics meets tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. and they're reading The Eye of the Storm by Gary Simmons. Again, that's on Zoom at 10:30. Sisters and Spirits Book Club is reading Falling Apart and Other Gifts from the Universe, a novel by Catherine Ryan Hyde. And they meet tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. at Unity in Naperville and online by request. Energy of Spirit meets next Saturday, April 25th at 10 a.m. I decided to flip the topic. We haven't done a grounding in a while. And we can go outside, and I checked the weather, it's supposed to be nice. We're going to do a some of you haven't learned how to do this, the spinal flush to clear out toxins, and then we'll do a chakra balancing too. So I think that's really good because there's so much going on in the world. I mean, who disses the Pope? You know, I mean, oh my God. Honest to God, you got to keep all that away at bay. Okay. And for details or special instructions on all our events, please read the event calendar at unityinnaperville.org or see the e-news on Tuesdays. Our prayer chaplain is Kyra, and she's available to pray with us, pray with you in the prayer room after the service. Or you can email your name and phone number to prayer@unityinnaperville.org, and a chaplain will contact you today by 1 p.m. Now, Reverend Kitty has an announcement.
Thanks, Cindy.
Beloveds, this is a big deal for us. We only do this once a year, and it's our chance for our Board of Trustees to present to you what's been happening in the last year, but also to look ahead to where we're going in the new year. And I think I mentioned when we were inviting people to run for the board that we kept asking and asking, maybe 20 people who had really good reasons why this was not their season to run for the board. But I want you to consider that when people say yes, it's a big commitment. And I would love for you to honor your board members for the work that they do by joining us for this, okay? And this means you don't have to be a member. Just means you love Unity and it's part of your spiritual community. So one of the things you can do is bring a dish to share for our potluck. We'll start here at noon, right after the service, and eat here in the sanctuary together, and then the board will share some ideas with you, and most importantly, you'll have a chance to weigh in about some things that we want to talk about. So please save the date for that next Sunday, and that's why we put off food for thought, because we didn't want to overtax your schedule and ask you to stay and eat free food for 2 weeks in a row. So. All right, so join us next Sunday. If you're a member, you should have gotten your ballot in the mail. If not, we'll meet you at the table next week with that. Just come see us. And I think that's all I have to say about that. Right, board? Anything else? Anything else? We're good? Okay. Elections will happen in the meeting. Unless you live too far away, then you should have filled your ballot out that you got in the mail, and it needs to come back to us so we get it by next Saturday. So might want to do that Monday if you haven't done already. If you're not coming. If you're coming, bring your ballot with you, okay? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's stand as you're able, and we'll have one last song.
Let's sing together. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing love today. And I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing peace today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing peace today. Let's choose heaven again. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today.
I just want to give a big shout out to everybody who came yesterday for the personality presentation, for bringing a purse, for helping to stuff it with necessities for those who are in need. Thank you so much for your time and energy and those sweet notes that I know you were writing to put in those purses. If you weren't here and you missed it, take a look out in the front room and you'll see a big old pile of purses. So let's give a big cheer for those who helped with that. For that special tea and all those goodies. Thanks for your time, you guys. Thanks for the love. Let's say this closing affirmation together. I am supported by a loving universe where all is designed to work for my good. So we're secure, right? Yes. Take a minute to introduce yourself to somebody you can't remember their name. Tell them one thing that you heard today that made you go, huh? And then join us out front for some refreshments. Have a great week, everyone. Love you guys so much.
And while you're saying hello to one another, we usually do an exit song, but I'm going to have them play a recording. I recently wrote a song with my friends Gary Lynn Floyd and Todd Lowry that I thought would just go perfectly with what Kitty was sharing. So I invite you to listen to this song. If you could turn that up.
I'm not hugging because I'm not feeling all...
I am grounded here deep inside by the heavy weight of the infinite light. Drifting no more, planet on this shore, where earth and heaven meet, here beneath my feet. I am held right here, close and tight, by the heavy weight of the infinite light. I am rooted